In a remote mountain, a humble shepherd lived with his 3 daughters. Their days were peaceful, spent herding sheep and making cheese and wool. But the father held a secret he never shared. One day, while his daughters were busy, he quietly slipped out of the cottage and made his way to a hidden box among the rocks. He opened it carefully and pulled out a small bag filled with precious gems and jewelry. Gazing at them, he whispered, "Oh, my blind friend, I've kept your secret all these years." Suddenly, his eldest daughter appeared behind him, her face full of shock and confusion. "Father, what is this? And who is your blind friend?" she asked. The father hesitated, then called his daughters to gather around and decided it was time to reveal the truth. With his daughters listening closely, he began his tale. Years ago, he had met a blind jeweler who lost his sight in a bandit attack. The man entrusted the shepherd with his last treasure, asking him to keep it safe until he could return. The shepherd checked on the box from time to time, but never thought of taking it for himself. His youngest daughter asked, "Why didn't you tell us before?" The father replied, "I was afraid it might tempt your hearts." One day, the blind man returned to claim his treasure, but the box was gone. The shepherd panicked, searched everywhere, but couldn't find it. The blind man accused him of betrayal and took him to the judge. After hearing both sides, the judge ordered the shepherd jailed for a month, warning that if the box didn't turn up, he'd face 7 years in prison. The daughters learned of their father's fate and went to plead with the blind man, who agreed to forgive their father only if one of them married him. Shocked by the demand, they refused and returned home in despair. The next day, only the 2 eldest visited their father in jail. The youngest refused to go. The sisters told their father about the blind man's condition, and he angrily refused to let any of them sacrifice themselves, urging them to trust in God and be patient. The girls tried to find a solution, but the youngest remained silent, making her sisters suspicious that she might have taken the box. Time passed, and as the judge's deadline approached, the eldest decided to sacrifice herself. But her father insisted she wait and trust in God's justice. On the day of the trial, the daughters entered the courtroom to see their father accused, and the blind man waiting with a sly look. The judge asked the shepherd to tell his story. The father revealed another secret. Years ago, the blind man had helped him by buying him new sheep after wolves attacked his flock, but he never told his daughters out of pride. Just as the judge was about to give his verdict, a handsome young man entered, carrying the missing box. He introduced himself as Naim, the blind man's son, and revealed that the supposed blind man was actually his uncle, Nasser, who could see perfectly. Nasser had stolen the box and tried to force the shepherd's daughter to marry him. The judge ordered Nasser jailed for 10 years and declared the shepherd innocent. The daughters rejoiced, apologized to their youngest sister for doubting her, and she forgave them with a big heart. The family returned home, grateful to Naim for his help. The shepherd told his daughters, "We've learned today never to judge others without clear proof, for suspicion alone can be a sin.